Hello, everyone. Welcome to GameStack Podcast, right here on We Just Love Games Network. I am your co-host, Vendertron. Joining me this evening, as always, is the lovely Shalene. Hello, Shalene.
Hi,
How are
how
you?
are ya?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I am doing it was a week. It was a week. Um yeah.
What
It
happened?
I was sick all week. Remember last week when I had the plague?
Yeah.
Um Still recovering from that, still a little sick and yeah, I felt terrible most of the week. My entire office got sick. Um Everybody on staff was sick, so they actually closed the office for a couple of days.
That's
So
awesome.
that was fun.
So you had some time off then?
Yeah, I was technically working from home, but you know how that goes.
Right. Well, yes and no. I mean, I work from home exclusively,
Mhm.
so when I'm working, I'm actually working. But it
Yeah,
is really nice to go, 10 a.m. Maybe I'll take a break and
yeah.
go and lay in my bed for 10 minutes.
I did have some productivity, but I was feeling terrible, so it was not as much as usual.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, I'm
for
glad to
sure.
hear that you had a decent week, that you're recovered from your cold. You sound a lot better than you did on the last episode.
Yeah. I still have the occasional cough and a little bit of congestion, but
Mm.
I'm much better than I was last Friday.
Well, hello to everybody coming into the chat. Taz, 4 Mile Makeshift Hero, Blame Russo, welcome, welcome. Go out into the ethernets and bring your friends to the best little corner on a Friday evening. You are listening to episode 164, Shark Week. And we have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. Before I get into that, the show is sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, you can pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee Blend, and $2 from every purchase of that bag goes to the Children's Miracle Network. Don't forget to tell your friends about the show, and also navigate over to our Twitch page, twitch.tv/We Just Love Games, where you can find the link to the Discord page, or our community, as I should say. And what's going on in the Discord this week, Shalene?
You always ask me this, and I never know.
Oh, I mean, this
Um,
is your thing. You have to do this. This is your part.
it
I'm going to
is?
start
Well,
labeling the parts in the show notes.
okay. I'm not prepared for this vendor, and I never am. Um,
well, I will say that I am enjoying the stuff that's going on in this new Super Mario Brothers Wonder channel that has been created in the Discord.
ah.
People are posting things, and it's exciting. I've also been spamming the Zelda channel a little bit this week because I've been playing a lot of
So
Zelda.
much Zelda.
I went
I'm
to
excited to hear you talk about that.
yeah, I went to a wedding. It was great. I didn't tell you all about it. Yeah.
I So one thing that happened in the Discord is that I posted about this moose that they found in New Mexico. And he hangs out in New Mexico, and I don't know why he's here. We presume he's the only moose in New Mexico. He's much more south than you expect a moose to be. Um, but I joined the moose page on Facebook that follows this moose, and everybody posts updates whenever somebody spots the moose. So that's been some big entertainment for me.
Hmm. I
His
saw
name is
two
Marty.
I saw two moose this year. That's the only two
Mm-hmm.
I've seen. Yeah, I saw a male and a female together, which was pretty rare actually.
Mm-hmm.
Moose are very solitary animals, right? They usually are by themselves. It's hard to see them in a herd, but
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about moose. Meese?
Well, come to Canada and you'll learn more than what you actually need to know about mooses. Um, yeah, so join our Discord, check that out. Lots of things going on. There's some cool new stuff for free or discounted prices listed in our GameStack marketplace, which we will take you through in just a moment. We've got a ton of news. It's that time of the month where it's new releases. New releases, you guys. And also, we have a bunch of news. There's actually quite a bit of big news that was announced this week, so excited to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about the stocks. We have a stack of game screenshots and stories, and then Shalene, of course, and myself have a bunch of play to get through. So let's hop into the news with this just in. And as always, a shout out to Joseph Tao, who helps us week after week in compiling the news. I am going to kick things off with the new releases for the month of November, and we're actually catching it in time. Like, it's so exciting when we get the new releases and it's like the end of the month, but not the start of the next month. So anything that we announce here has not been released yet. Alien Hominid Invasion on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC November 1st, as well as Song of Nunu, A League of Legends Story, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Blasphemous 2 on PS4, Xbox One, November 2nd. As well on the 2nd, there is a bunch of other stuff. For the King 2 on PC, Played Up on PS5, Xbox Series X and Switch, and S as well. Power Wash Simulator on the Quest. That would be cool.
I bet that's so satisfying
That
in
would be
VR.
really cool. Yeah. I mean, at that point, just go outside and spray your power washer, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, clean your sidewalks.
Unless you live in California where there's like constant drought, then maybe this would be a good thing, yes. RoboCop, Rogue City on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Star Ocean, The Second Story R on PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. I feel like this is like maybe like a pirate type story. The Second Story R. Like, or is it just like rated R? I don't know what's going on there with that title. The Smurfs 2,
it's
The Prisoner of the Greenstone.
Japanese.
Oh, is it?
It's Square Enix.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2D pixel characters and 3D environments. In this science fantasy RPG, choose between Claude or Rena. Play through their perspectives, unlock various endings. It doesn't say why it's called R, Second Story R.
I love Claude as a name. Like, if I ever have a dog, I'm just going to name it Claude. I think that would
Claude is a pretty great name.
Great name for a pet. Anyways, The Smurfs 2, The Prisoner of the Greenstone on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC. The Talos Principle 2 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Thirsty Suitors on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC as well.
I hope that's like a vampire dating simulator.
Speaking of vampires, you can also expect on the 2nd Vampire: The Masquerade Justice on PSVR 2 and Quest. Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at Thirsty Suitors on the internet.
No, I think that's a bad idea. Shalene, get out. Get out while you can.
It's not vampires.
It's not Snowflake.
Okay, choices were made. Choices were made.
WarioWare: Move It on the Switch November 3rd.
Yeah, that's what colons are for.
The Invincible PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and this I'm all thrown off now. And the PC on November 6th. On November 7th, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2.
In the chat. Don't click images. Don't click images.
Brawl 2 can be found on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC on November 7th. As well on the 7th, you can also expect Salt and Sacrifice on the Switch. I wonder what that's about.
Let's do a Google.
You can also get on the 9th, Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC.
Salt and Sacrifice looks pretty cool. This is an online co-op successor to the award-winning 2016 Souls-like Salt and Sanctuary. This is a 2D Souls-like.
Is this a PlayStation console exclusive?
No, it's on Steam.
Oh.
I'm looking at it on the Steam page.
Okay, let's take a look here.
This looks really pretty rad, actually. I feel like this is a Tim game. This reminds me of Tim's love for Castlevania.
Oh, yeah. Are we watching the right thing here?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I like the aesthetic.
This
It's
would be fun.
very
This would be fun to play on the Switch.
mhm.
Okay, where was I? Call of Duty: Modern Warfare 3, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and
Didn't we already
PC,
have
November
like
10th.
2 Modern Warfare 3s?
Probably. Next, the day before, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, November 10th. Hogwarts Legacy on the Switch comes out November 14th. I'm going to get that for Carlo for Christmas this year. Invincible Presents, The Atom Eve on PC, November 14th. As well on the 14th, Turok 3, Shadow of the Oblivion Remastered. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Then on the 15th, you will get Teardown, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, The Last Faith, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC. And then Assassin's Creed Nexus on VR on the Oculus Quest on November 16th. As well, Flashback 2, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC. And then on November 17th, Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Switch.
The names in the Naruto series make it really hard for me to take it seriously.
Yeah.
Naruto, Boruto, like that's.
I could really go for a Boruto right now.
Yes, exactly.
Persona 5 Tactica
goodness.
on November 17th as well. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Super Mario RPG on the Switch on the 17th as well. Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC on the 22nd. And on the 30th, you can expect Biomutant on the Switch, Gangs of Sherwood on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Gran Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, PS5, PS4, and PC. And then there's some free games for November as well. So Amazon Prime Gaming is, of course, doing some free games. And this is part of your Amazon Prime subscription. If you have, players will be able to claim 9 free titles in November, starting next week with Rage 2, Deluxe Edition. And that is in the Epic Games Store. Rage for Justice. In this dystopian world lacking in society, law, and order, players will take on the role of Walker, the last ranger of the wasteland, to experience insane vehicle combat, tear down an unforgiving wasteland, and fight off sadistic gangs to gather the tools and tech to destroy the authority. And then on the November 9th, you can get Centipede: Recharged. Centipede: is 2 things that should never be put together in the English language in written text ever again.
Yeah, I think there was a movie about that.
Yes, it was. We don't talk about it. On the Epic Games Store, destroy bugs, earn high scores, and jam out to an original score by Megan McDuffie in this old school classic featuring 30 unique challenges and a never-ending arcade mode. On November 10th, Evans Remains. On Amazon Games app, you can solve intricate puzzles as Dices, a heroine sent to unravel the disappearance of boy genius Evan and bring him home safely. November 16th, Behind the Fame: The Finest Scenery on the Amazon Games app as well. Uncover an emotional tale of chance and artistry inspired by Miyazaki Studio Ghibli visuals as players help an aspiring artist complete her masterpiece using brushstrokes to solve a variety of puzzles. That sounds like a lot of fun. This will also be available in the VR version, in case you're interested. And then on the 16th, Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic on the Amazon Games app as well, where you are the last hope of the Jedi Order. You master some awesome powers of the Force on your quest to save the Republic. Or will you fall to the lure of the dark side? Hero or villain, savior or conqueror, you alone will determine the destiny of the entire galaxy. On the 22nd, the Dungeon of Nahulbuk, the Amulet of Chaos, Amazon Games app. And this is more of an adventure-based game filled with different surprises and zaniness in the fantasy universe in which players must lead a team of unlikely and clumsy heroes in this humorous yet challenging tactical RPG. November 23rd, Black Widow: Recharged on the Epic Games Store. You can you play as a spider, and you've got to protect your spider web from hordes of bugs. And this is an energetic revival of the cult classic twin stick shooter, as players can choose solo mode or team up with a friend for local co-op across 30 intense challenges and experience the endless arcade mode. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's so uncommon to have the spider as the playable character instead of as the enemy.
Yeah. Most games you can just turn them into like cats or something.
Yeah, the arachnophobia mode.
Yeah. November 30th, Orton was the case. This is on the Amazon Games app. And in this game, you take on the challenging task of thwarting a menacing scheme that could potentially destroy the entire world as Ziggy, an unlikely hero who woke up stuck in a time loop. As well on the 30th, Caverns of Mars: Recharged on the Epic Games Store. Explore tunnels beneath the surface of Mars in an effort to destroy the enemy's base. Players will dodge debris, clear out obstacles, blast enemies, all while conserving ammunition as you descend at high speeds into enemy territory. So that is Amazon Prime gaming free stuff for the month. We also have some free stuff announced in our Discord. Thank you to RTZ for having your wares. RTZ has wares.
Yes.
He's constantly updating. And since our last episode of GameStack podcast, let me scrolling.
These aren't all free things. Some of them are extremely discounted.
We Were Here Expeditions, the Friendship, was extremely discounted. I don't know if it is anymore, but double check that. There is
that one.
There is a Fallout 76 event right now on Steam. You can pick up Fallout 76 for, he has it as $6.99 or £6.99. Which would translate to like $40 Canadian. So, and I don't know how, probably like $20.
It's an 80% discount
American,
right now. So
yeah, it's discounted 80%. Thank you, Shalene. Sid Meier's Ultimate Collection is also available through Humble, the Humble Bundles store. So you can pick up the Civilization 6, Sid Meier's Pirates, and also another version of the Civ games that I can't see the text on, but go check that out. Sid Meier's Pirates is so good. I remember playing that when I was younger. I wonder if it's the original one. Yeah. There's also
Hero says that 76 is $7.99 American.
Ah, nice. Yeah, time to pick that up. Strange Brigade is available as well on Steam for $2.50. I assume that this is also in pounds, so you might want to double check that.
That is a 95% discount.
Mm-hmm.
The deluxe edition is $4, so that includes all of the DLC.
It looks really funky. Have you watched the trailer? It's like
I'm watching it now.
You're basically Brendan Fraser.
Time.
You're basically Brendan Fraser, right? Like
yes.
It's just let's Strange Brigade.
I feel like we would enjoy playing this. This would be.
I feel like we should just get it just because it's so dumb and just play it, and then it'll probably be one of those things that's like super.
I wonder
good.
if we could convince Rick to play it with us.
Rick, Rick, play this with us.
We should just gift it to him because it's $2.50.
Yes, and don't tell him that it's $2.50. Gift it
and
to him later. Gift it to him later
like,
when it's like $50 again.
Yeah, and we can be like,
because then he'll definitely play. He'll play out of guilt.
Spend all this money getting you this game, so you've got to hang out with us.
I think that's a good plan. We miss you, Rick. I really like this sort of like steampunky kind of thing that's going on. Oh, thank you, PlayStation, for the ads. Moving on. Okay. What else is in our list here? Humble Bundle's also doing a Living in a Simulation bundle where you can pick up Juno New Origins, House Flipper, and Farm Sim 19 for $20.
Nice.
No, pay $13.65 or more. So that's kind of cool. They also have a bunch of other bundles like Garden Flipper and Electrician's simulator would be cool. Maybe I'll
That
finally
sounds
learn
fun.
how to like wire a switch. Um, and then Anno 1800 on PC and consoles is free right now, and that is through Ubisoft. So whatever launch is that Origins? I think that's Origins.
No, Ubisoft is. It's not called Uplay anymore, is it?
Oh, here we go. They announced their free week event for Anno 1800 on PC through Ubisoft Connect, Epic,
Okay.
and Steam. And that's from November 2nd to November 6th. And then that'll be on the Xbox Series X and S as well as PlayStation 5 from November 9th to the 13th. So, and this actually looks really cool. Anno 18 is a city building and strategy game set in the time of the Industrial Revolution. Um, and it's I actually think I might pick it up. It looks really neat. Um, so basically, like your oh god, sorry. Basically, you're like you have to demonstrate your leadership skills by building these large cities, creating efficient and profitable logistic
Mm-hmm.
networks, colonizing new
It
exotic
looks
new
really cool.
content, and things like that, as well as conquering enemies. For the free week event, players will have access to the full main content during that time on all platforms, and their progress will continue if they decide to buy the game. Thanks to the cross platform cloud save system, save games will also be available on all platforms. PC players can buy the definitive anniversary edition for a complete Anno 1800 experience. This has a lot of stuff like all four of the season passes, the deluxe pass, bonus content, and all 12 previously released cosmetic packs, and the four upcoming ones. And all players can enjoy discounts on the game, all previously released year passes and cosmetic DLCs. So check that out. And then the last thing on our list is that Space Engineers is a 75% discount on Steam right now.
Mm-hmm. They're also having a free play weekend this weekend.
So
And according to Taz in the chat, they just celebrated their 10-year anniversary. Very
that's
nice.
amazing. Anyways, that's all of the games. I'm tired. On to you, Shalene. Take it
Oh, my
over.
turn. Okay.
Yeah.
So the rest of the news, we're going to kick off with something that I care about because Alan Wake 2 is out. It released today. Very excited about it. And it got fantastic reviews. Those reviews are looking really good. According to Joseph Tao, the Alan Waker 2 reviews are looking great, unless your name is Dalton Cooper at Game Rant. I guess he didn't like it.
What?
But we have this GameSpot article that's showing like a roundup of the reviews. GameSpot gave it a 10 out of 10. And reviewer Mark Delaney said that it is a miracle illuminated with visually striking worlds across its dual campaigns. And he praised the game for being extremely meta in a way that should please longtime fans of the series. And Game Rant gave it a 2.5 out of 5, saying, even if the game's rather frustrating technical components didn't exist, Alan Wake 2 would still be a disappointment because of its shortcomings in those departments. So that is what Dalton Cooper didn't like about it. IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, Games Hub 5 of 5, VGC 5 of 5, The Guardian 4 of 5, Games Radar 5 of 5, and the current Metacritic for this game is an 89. So
Hmm.
um
So have you gotten
that's
it yet?
no, I haven't gotten it yet.
Are you gonna play
I'm
it?
probably not going to buy it until I get paid next week. So um and I haven't finished Control yet either. I want to finish that first so that I'm caught up
Hmm.
on the Alan Wake story.
I'm gonna keep an eye out on for Alan Wake and pick it up on discount
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and
Have you
play it.
played the first one?
Mm-mm.
So that's what you mean? You want to play the first one?
Mm-hmm. This is
Yes.
my new approach to games, and I enjoy them more because I've saved money and I never feel like it's a waste if it turns out bad.
Right.
Zelda Breath of the Wild. I picked that up on a discount. I think I got it 50% off.
Nice.
And it's awesome. It's so good. It's such a good game. I can't wait to finish it and play Tears of the Kingdom. Um, yeah. DRG was another game that I picked up for like
Mm-hmm.
$6 or something, and it turned out to be this game that I love. So
Yeah, that's great.
yeah,
That's really great.
that's the new strategy.
I'm interested to see if Alan Wake, the original, if it holds up um, gameplay wise, because it is an older game now. Um, I want to say that game's like 12 years old. I'm just having a look. It released in 2010. So um that's 13 years ago. Wow.
Makeshift in the
That's
chat says, wasn't the Alan Wake remaster a free PSN game a few months ago? Probably.
mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah. That I forgot they did a remaster. That would probably be the way to go to check out the remaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking about great new releases, Spider-Man 2 is the fastest selling game made by PlayStation. This is according to BBC News article by Tom Gherkin. Uh, and he says that Sony has announced that its latest Spider-Man release is the fastest selling video game made by PlayStation. They sold more than 2.5 million physical and digital copies in the first 24 hours.
Wow.
And the game has received rave reviews since it released, and it has faced some criticism over its length, stating that the main story takes about 15 hours to complete. But there's about 40 hours of content there, including the side content, which is a fairly typical length for video games. Um, Although, of course, we have had a lot of RPGs out this year that can be played for hundreds of hours. Um, and the next thing that I want to go into is a separate article, and I really I laughed a lot when I saw this. So, um, Miles Morales is half Puerto Rican, right? That's part of his character. And there were a bunch of flags hung in his apartment and around to celebrate that culture. But they were Cuban flags, you guys. They were Cuban flags and not Puerto Rican flags at all. Um, so yeah, somebody messed up. Um,
So
I
here's
just
here's a shot of the flag here, right? Is this it?
yeah, yeah. That's that's it. That's
That's the
it.
flag. Okay.
That's a Cuban flag. So I
Oh
had to
yeah, look at his
laugh.
apartment. It's like, okay, where is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be around the corner here, just as he's walking down the hall. There it is on the wall.
I was yeah. That's gosh, that is so funny. But they have since fixed this as of the 26th, which was yesterday. Insomniac has updated the game to change these Cuban flags to Puerto Rican flags. The team states that they greatly regret the error that placed the incorrect flag in and around the Morales home. We understand that accurate representation matters. We sincerely apologize and will do better in the future, Insomniac said. Um, I just, that's what a thing to mess up, man. What a thing to mess up.
At least it wasn't like something totally horrendous. Like it was supposed to be the Ukraine flag and they put the Russian flag instead or something. Somebody heads would be rolling, let me tell you. Somebody
Gracious.
would fall out the 13th floor of a hospital window.
Makeshift Hero says they do look really similar, to be fair. And it is fairly similar. It's just it's a different colorway, really is the difference. But that was a pretty bad mistake. So that's why we proofread. That's why we get other eyes on the things that we've done. That's why we double check ourselves. So, anyways, Miles Morales is Puerto Rican again.
Sorry.
I don't even know how to segue into the next thing.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Xbox had a partner preview show recently, and we're gonna just go through some of the announcements from that. Um, some of the highlights included Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, and they showed some of the things that you can do in this game. Um, he has a tropical paradise called Dondoko Island, and in this new mode, players can build their own dream home, interact with friends, and smash in the faces of anyone who attempts to harsh their mellow buzz. So this is basically like an Animal Crossing city building mode that's being added into Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. So
I mean, you can ride a dolphin. I'm on board.
it sounds amazing. It
Right?
sounds absolutely amazing.
I mean, when the trailer opens with a 6-pack, sign me up.
It's pretty funny.
And I'm not talking
This
about
trailer
beer.
was hilarious.
Audio listeners, the man has a 6-pack.
And this this preview event showed some more information on Alan Wake 2. It showed some more gameplay. It showed Still Wakes the Deep, which is a horror game that I'm looking forward to. It's basically John Carpenter's The Thing set on an oil rig. And the developer, The Chinese Room, has put together this game that is very, very much a British atmosphere, but it's also very unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
And this group of people is cut off, they are isolated, and they have to find a way to survive when confronted with a seemingly unbeatable enemy.
And
It's
sorry, continue, please.
no, go ahead, Thunder.
I was just gonna ask what is the enemy? Do we know?
I don't know at this
Any
point,
hint? Okay.
and I kind of like it that way.
Yeah.
But it's
Oh, that looks ominous.
it
That
kind
looks
of
like it's
reminds
not
me a
supposed to
bit-
be there.
yeah,
Like it's like
I do think the Lovecraftian glowing thing is probably not part of the design of the oil rig. Yeah, that's
exactly.
not part of the original design. It reminds me a little bit of the feeling of Dead Space, like the oppressive feeling of Dead Space, where you're located in this one location and that's it. And I think it looks very cool.
There's an episode of X-Files. I think it's in the Agent.
I recently watched that one. Yeah.
It's in the Agent Doggett days, I think.
It
right?
is in the Doggett days, but Mulder is there. He
Mulder
just,
is
shows
there.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
that was
like
a good one.
Mulder and Doggett team up situation. Yeah. I just recently watched that one.
Yeah.
They also showed RoboCop Rogue City, more of the game and the effort to capture the 80s vibes of the original film. And there was a glimpse of RoboCop himself, voiced by Peter Weller. And yeah, we'll update on that. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater got a first gameplay trailer, and that game has it's going to be on Unreal 5, and it is a Cold War era aesthetic, jungle guerrilla warfare. Not much detail was shown off, but it does look very pretty. And it looks like the jungle environments will give some updates for Naked Snake to work his lethal magic.
Yeah, it does look really good.
It does. Yeah.
I'm excited that we have finally reached the time where games are starting to be released with UE5, and it's like a normal thing now.
Yeah.
How long have we waited? We've waited so many years. Over a decade.
It's been a while.
Right?
It's been a while.
Yeah. Look at that little crab. Oh, he's so cute.
That is a very cute little
crab. I want to play it just for the cute crabs. Yeah. Anyways.
Dungeons of Hinterberg will be releasing in 2024. This is a new adventure game that combines fantasy, exploration, and Austrian Alps tourism. And you play as Louisa to conquer the 25 dungeons of Hinterberg and work on social skills in this energetic slaycation simulator.
That sounds like something that you would play.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I really like the aesthetic as well. It's very comic booky.
Yeah, and it looks like a female protagonist. Yeah.
Yes.
It's great.
Her name is Louisa. Ark Survival Ascended was shown, and this is It's basically a remake of the first Ark Survival Evolved, and we will go into this a little more later. Actually, let's just skip to that now. Um,
It was
According
released
to this
yesterday.
IGN article, this game did release yesterday, and performance complaints have really dampened the launch. So, this game, Survival Ascended, quickly shot up to the top of the best selling games list, but players are having performance issues. And this is an Unreal Engine 5 remake of the original game. It's out on Steam alongside the original. And um, these these games are both in the top 100 played games according to concurrent player numbers. But the remake has a mixed user review rating of 42%, with most of the negative reviews complaining about performance issues. One Steam review read, "Have a decent computer that can run all top graphic games on high settings, games like Cyberpunk, Red Dead 2, and more. Literally cannot run this game without multiple crashes, stutters, and FPS issues on the lowest graphical settings. We shouldn't be allowing game studios to release games to the public like this, especially not a remaster. Who puts out a remaster that doesn't run correctly? Isn't that the point of a remaster, for it to run better and look better? Awful product." The minimum specs for this game are Windows 10 or 11 with updates, the processor, an AMD Ryzen 5 2600X or an Intel Core i7 6800K. It requires 16 gigabytes of RAM. The minimum graphics is an AMD Radeon RX 5600 XT or an NVIDIA GeForce 1080. DirectX version 12. Network requires broadband internet connection, requires 70 gigabytes of space, and an SSD is required. The recommended specs are slightly higher, with your graphics card being an AMD Radeon 6800 or an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080. 32 gigs of RAM is recommended. And that's a pretty big gap, I feel like, between the minimum and the recommended specs. I don't know.
My
What do you think?
computer will not run this.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even have the minimum requirements.
Really?
No. I mean, in terms of RAM, I've got 64 gigabytes of RAM in my PC,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm running a 1070.
Right.
So,
Right.
um, but I've, Shalene, I didn't even know that they were doing this
I didn't either.
until yesterday. Um, yeah, I was excited about the Vin Diesel Arc 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still cautiously optimistic about it, but I've been burned by games in the past so many times that I'm like, yeah, it'll get here when it gets here, and maybe I'll play it when
Mm-hmm.
it's not broken.
So I'm
But
wondering if this is one of those situations where they did a bad job optimizing the game, or if it's one of those situations where players haven't read the minimum specs.
well, it's UE5, so it's like when Ford puts out a new model car. It's like a first generation of the car, and there's all these kinks. There's all these problems with it,
Mm-hmm.
and then the second gen is always better. It's the same sort of thing, right? They're using a new engine, so obviously the um the coding that goes into it and the development that goes into it is going to be a lot different than what they've
Mm-hmm.
previously worked with. So I mean that might be a factor there, um, but yeah, it is surprising to me that they're having as many issues as they have performance wise,
Right.
especially because they're literally taking the same content and just running it through a new engine. So
Mm-hmm.
it could just be that the engine is it's just too powerful. Like it's maybe their minimum specs need to be different.
Well, I recently we were talking about how we're starting to see games that are giving us the signal that it is time to upgrade our PCs, such
Mm-hmm.
as Starfield and others. And I feel like we can't have this conversation without saying, to be fair to the developer, maybe the PCs are not good enough. Maybe it's time that we upgrade. So
Yeah, I mean, that's for me. I don't even bother. Why would I
mhm.
spend, what is it? Is it $79? I don't know how much it
I
is on
have no
Steam.
idea how much this game
I
is.
don't know how much it is on Steam, but I do know that my computer won't run it, and it's like a 600 gigabyte install. Did you know that?
I thought it said it was 70.
Is it 70?
600 is ludicrous.
Okay, maybe I just
There's
misread
no way
somewhere.
it's 600. It said
Um,
70 on the thing.
yeah. Anyways, I I mean, if I had a PC that could run it, I'd probably play it eventually once they work out all the kinks. And then, of course, there's a huge modding community behind Ark, right? So a
Okay.
lot of people are waiting to get it for when the mods are available for it too.
Ark Survival Ascended is currently $40.49 American. And it is saying that it is an early access game.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Anyways, that's Ark.
it is Ark, yeah. Amy says that it's 70. She bought and installed.
She bought it, installed it.
Mm-hmm.
She must have been super excited.
Yeah. Are you able to play it? Are you able to play it 4 Mile? Does it run? Um
I was watching somebody stream it last night, and she was like, "Yeah, it's crashing a lot." Like she's like, "I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stream this for," but yeah,
wow. Sulior in chat says they think the biggest game they have seen is 150 gigs. Imagine something being 600.
yeah. Don't
600 is bigger than
just
some
forget
pull
I ever said that.
SSDs.
I was
Like,
just
yeah,
exaggerating.
that's. Mhm.
But I did. I think my Arc install, like with mods and everything, was like 130 gigabytes.
I'm not surprised to hear that. I
Yeah,
am not surprised.
that's
Yeah.
pretty. Yeah.
You have something like 6,000 hours in that game, don't you?
No, it is not that many.
It is a
How
large
do
number,
I
though,
see
isn't
my how do I see my
it?
hours here?
Let's see. It's on Steam. You're going to go to your library and just
All
click on the game.
games.
Yeah,
2064.2 hours.
that is quite a few hours.
Yeah, it is still my top game. I've never
Mm-hmm.
beaten that. I've got
Yeah.
567 hours in ATS, 486 in Farm Sim 19, 404 in ETS, and 329 in Farm Sim 22.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, let's talk about a game launch that went well, shall we?
Okay.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder is the fastest selling Mario game in Europe, according to Nintendo.
It's so
This is a
good.
Video Games Chronicle article. And according to this article, this is a quote from the company's social media. Wowie zowie. In its first 3 days on sale, Super Mario Brothers Wonder has become the fastest selling Super Mario game ever in Europe. A huge thanks to everyone who helped make this a wonderful launch. And there is currently no word on the game's sales performance in other territories, such as North America or Japan. But the game was released last week, and according to UK physical sales data, it was the third biggest physical launch for a Mario platform game in UK chart history, behind Odyssey and 3D All Stars. So it's likely that digital sales pushed Wonder to be the biggest Mario platform game launch in the UK in addition to Europe. So, yeah, that's
I
pretty good
love
news.
I love it. I'm playing it and it's so fun. And one thing that I can't get past is that they removed the time trials. Like they've removed the
That
little
sounds
countdown
great.
for all the courses,
I hate the
which
timer.
I
hate
mean,
the
I
timer.
also hated it, but it gave me an incentive to stay focused and like try to get in that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um but yeah, I'm loving it. It's so good.
Timers give me so much anxiety in video games. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I love it. It's very good. Jess and I did try to play the online multiplayer thing,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of cool. It's very strange. Like I don't know why they just didn't make it like. So what happens in multiplayer is you make a room and then you can give people the code or whatever they if they're your
Sort of
friend
like Animal
they
Crossing.
can
You give
just
them a dodo code.
yeah, they just access the room. And then once they're in the room, you can see each other on the map and run around on the map and then choose a course to do together.
Mm-hmm.
But you both have to pick the course, and
Okay.
you both have to do the course individually per se. So like on my screen, I see my character. Jess's character is like a faded ghost of her actual character.
Interesting.
Yeah, and all of the things that she can like everything is instanced. So,
So if
you know,
you hit a block, that block is still there for
it's still
Jess.
there for her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sounds like they're trying to prevent trolling with this.
possibly. I mean, obviously there's a multiplayer component if you're in the same room with someone,
Mm-hmm.
right? Playing on the same console, but it was kind of a neat experience to play online together.
Yeah.
Because we could both like troubleshoot and like figure out the puzzles on the levels and stuff. So, yeah.
That's fun. That's really fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely want to play this game, but I'm kind of broke right now, so it'll probably be a little while before I'm picking up new games.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Um, but speaking of games that I won't be playing for a while, Skull and Bones has been delayed again.
I
Again.
don't
How many
even
times have we reported that Skull and Bones has been delayed?
and it's Microsoft now, isn't it?
No, it's Ubisoft still.
But isn't didn't Ubisoft get
Nah, nobody
no?
bought Ubisoft.
Oh. Well, it's
No.
going to that'll happen in like 3 years. Um this game is never going to happen, Shalene. Stop trying to make Skull and Bones happen. It's not going to
Mm-hmm.
happen.
Now they're saying that it will launch in the January to March timeframe of 2024. Ubisoft also said that one of its upcoming large games has been shifted to fiscal year 2024-25, which means April 24th at the very soonest, but they didn't state which game that is. Previously, Skull and Bones was set for release during fiscal year 2024, meaning that it was penciled in for release during the period of April 2023 through March 2024. Now they've narrowed that window to between January and March of 2024. So
Ay ay ay.
we'll see. I'm starting to think we're never going to get this game. Um, Joseph put some commentary in the news email. He said, I just want to play Skull and Bones already. I pre ordered that game years ago now. That's very sad.
I don't even know. I don't even know. Like at this point, why even bother? Why even bother? Just put that one to bed. Just just forget it.
Sleep now, Skull and Bones.
Like Ubisoft is paying some poor developer to work in the corner on a TV tray making this game. And that's the only person that's working on this game and they're overwhelmed and there's so much to do and it's just never going to happen.
Do you think it's ever going to come out? Ever?
No. No.
I feel like we've got the sunk cost fallacy with Skull and Bones at this point. I feel like they've put too much time and money into Skull and Bones to not release it.
I think we have done over 100 episodes of this show since we first talked about Skull and Bones.
Mm-hmm. I would love to know how many times we have reported that Skull and Bones has been delayed. I'm just I feel like we should save ourselves time and just record the sound clip and have it ready on the soundboard and just hit
Skull
the
and Bones,
button.
Skull and Bones, Skull and
Bones has
Bones,
been
Skull and
delayed.
Bones, Skull and
Skull and
Bones.
Bones has been delayed.
Anyways.
So sad. So sad. Um, but speaking of things that we'll see in 2024, possibly in April 2024, the Fallout TV series now has a release date.
That's exciting.
Prime Video will be premiering the show on April 12th of 2024. And I'm really excited about this. I'm watching the trailer with you now. And I hadn't seen this trailer yet and I'm a little bit transfixed.
I'm pretty excited. Let's watch the trailer. Let me boost the audio here for us. obviously there's no dialogue over this trailer, so we can chat about it as we're going through, but it looks very realistic. I love it.
The
Like
lucky ones died in the blast, it says. Oh my goodness. Look at that NCR suit. NCR Ranger. Power armor. Opening
this
of the
is
vault
going
door.
to be wildly successful.
Whoa, guys, I feel like this could work. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This could work, you guys.
Wait, who is that? What was his name?
Was that Victor from New
Victor.
Vegas?
Victor.
I think it's really interesting because we've seen bits and pieces from basically all of the Fallout games appearing in this trailer for the live action show. It's very, very interesting.
I'm
Oh
again
my
cautiously
gosh.
optimistic. This can go either really well or really, really bad, Shalene.
I am hopeful for it. And I feel like I don't want to be hopeful for it because I feel like I'm gonna get it's
We're gonna
like
get
kicked in the
burned again.
face.
We're gonna get burned again.
Yes. When you feel hope, that's when they hurt you. I feel like this is Charlie Brown with the football, and Lucy holds the football and she pulls it away, before Charlie can ever kick it. And that happens over and over again. And I feel like we are Charlie Brown and Fallout is the football.
What are some other shows that Amazon Prime has done really well? The first one that
Mm-hmm.
comes to mind is Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably top 3 TV shows of all time for me. Homecoming was really good with Julia Roberts, but that didn't last very long.
Hmm.
But video game wise, Amazon Prime, I'm not sure.
I don't think they've done video game adaptations yet.
This is their
But
first one, right? Yeah,
yes.
it's interesting. We'll see how it turns
Amazon
out.
Prime was responsible for the Wheel of Time adaptation, which I had very mixed feelings about. In some ways, it was really good, but in some ways, it diverged from the source material so broadly that it made me sad. Um,
Yeah. They also did
Sulior says that they did The Boys. Did they do that? I thought that was HBO. Um, Taz says they did The Expanse.
they also did
Heard good things about The Expanse.
The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, which was pretty
Mm.
darn good. So, yeah, I
Haven't
feel
seen that.
confident.
Yeah.
Oh, Rings of Power is so good, Shalene.
Is that?
Yeah,
I'll
it
have
was
to
a
check
good
that out.
it was a good one. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I feel like we'll be all right.
I really want this to be good.
I
I
know.
really want this
I
to
know.
be good.
It's gonna be fine. We'll be fine.
Please don't hurt us. We should do a watch party for this.
Hey, that's a great idea.
Yeah, watch it together.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah, because I know how to set it up in Discord. So we
Yeah.
can have like a popcorn night or movie theater
We should
night.
definitely do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I can convince them to give us early access to it or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's worth checking. I'm sure I can't. But anyways, speaking of stuff we couldn't get early access to, Starfield. We're not bitter. It's fine. Starfield. According to this PC Gamer article by Harvey Randall, an ex-Bethesda developer says that Starfield could have focused on 24 solar systems, but, and I quote, people love our big games, so let's go ahead and let them have it. And another pull quote from the article is, Todd pretty much pulled the number 100 for the number of star systems out of thin air. And this is about the 1,000 planets situation, which of course is there's a lot of procedural generation in the areas that are not part of the main quest lines.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure that I'm qualified to really criticize because I haven't played a ton of Starfield. I've played just a few hours. But one of the bigger criticisms has been the procedural generation of the planets, and I feel like that's a little gross. It's a little gross. Um, so just to give a little bit more information on the source of this, the ex Bethesda developer and Skyrim's lead designer Bruce Nesmith, who was there for the beginning of Starfield's development but who left Bethesda soon after, suggests that a more condensed galaxy was on the table, if only for a moment. And he stated that there was a lot of discussion about the scope of the game and that he thought that the game would be a lot better if they restricted themselves to about 24 solar systems. And the team decided to use procedural generation to cut down on the workload to go bigger. And he states, once you've done one solar system, doing 100 is not really adding to your work all that much, listing the type of planets that players might want to explore, and then remarks, just doing our own solar system, all the variety that you have to do just to have that, you've done 90% of the work for the rest of it. And thought that's really interesting. He says that most of the games meet as locked to a few dozen systems, and the core activity takes place in those 24 systems, and the rest of it is just open space. And what do you think about this, Bender? What is your feeling?
Well, I mean, we talked about this earlier in the week, and I gotta say this doesn't make me. It doesn't sit well. It doesn't encourage me to. It reinforces my skepticism about Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the things it feels for me like they're putting the blame on the consumer. That gives them sort of the permission to be lazy and use procedural generation to create content. But on the other, I was thinking about this more after we had talked about it, and Bethesda games, one of the things they're really known for is, the ability to open a cupboard and find two teddy bears playing a game of chess.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that that's not something that just happened there by random chance by a computer algorithm. The developers specifically place those items in there for people to find.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something special about Bethesda games that actually they kind of started the trend on this unique gaming experience. And I'm not surprised that they took this approach because they're really good at listening to the community. People wanted a multiplayer game. They got a multiplayer game. Multiplayer Fallout. Fallout with friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this is just another reflection of what people wanted. Um, so, but I think that maybe they need to take a step back and stick to the things that made them great in the games that they made in the past. But do it
Mm-hmm.
in a way that is beefier with new graphics and new engines and new content. Like 100 solar systems would have been fantastic
Mm-hmm.
rather than 1,000 empty ones.
I
Less is more. Less is more, Shalene.
Yes, I think less can absolutely be more. And I agree with you in what you're saying that Bethesda's bespoke environment design is one of the best things about Bethesda games.
Mm-hmm.
Finding those scenarios and seeing these bones that tell a story, and finding the blood trail, and you being able to read the scene and determine what happened here 200 years ago is magical. And
Yeah.
those those things that are set up for players to find, sometimes in places where you feel like you might be the only one who ever discovered this little secret, even though of course you're not. Other players have found it.
Yeah.
But feeling like there's something that you found that is personal to your experience, that's very special, and that's what I love about Bethesda games. And my feeling, I feel very strongly that the parts of previous Bethesda games that are procedurally generated are the worst parts of those games.
Mm-hmm.
There
Yeah.
is a place for procedural generation in video games. It seems like No Man's Sky fans are down with it. And of course, in many roguelike games, either they use procedural generation to give you a new experience every time that you go into the dungeon or whatever. But I don't think that procedural generation fits with what I want in a Bethesda game. And that's it's one of the reasons why I just can't bring myself to feel excited about Starfield. And I'm sad. I want to feel excited about Starfield,
Mm-hmm.
but I just I'm not seeing much there for me to love personally. And
Yeah.
I again, I would like to clarify that I'm not saying Starfield is a bad game. I think Starfield is objectively a good video game that lots of people will enjoy, but I don't know that it's a game that I will enjoy. And it's definitely not a game that I have enjoyed thus far.
You're right. I mean, the world building magic that Bethesda has achieved in the past with, things like Oblivion, Fallout 3, Skyrim, we don't see that in some of their newer titles. Even going as far back as Fallout 4, I would say
Mm.
that's really when it started. And I think it begs the question, what are they going to do next? Because something's got to give. And we know that their studio has gotten bigger. They got bought out by
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft, for God's sakes. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like they don't have the manpower to do this kind of heavy lifting. So it's like they've gotten more money in the bank and they're doing less work.
Mm.
So I don't know. It's tiring to hear about it. And I think, my general consensus or impression um online is that people feel the same way about it that we do. And I don't know if Starfield's going to be that game that Todd Howard thought it would be.
I don't know. And I feel some guilt for talking badly about it because so
We're
much of
realists. We're
our
realists.
listeners, a lot of our listeners are loving the game, and I want them to love the game. Like if you're enjoying this game, please continue enjoying it. Do not let my
Mm-hmm.
feelings put a damper on that at all. Please don't. um like I wish I was enjoying it the way that you are, but I just it's not there for me. It's not there for
Yeah,
me.
a universe full of procedurally generated stuff accessed via quick menus isn't exactly the the concept that I know Bethesda games to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, so if I were to wear my Jessica Star hat, okay, let's put our Jessica Star hats
Ooh,
on.
I happen to have a beret here at the table.
Perfect. And it's also Fallout, so
Yes,
that's
Jess is
bed.
going to be so
That's
proud of me. So
even
you
better.
guys, this is for our audio folks. I have here a first recon beret from New Vegas, has the patch, the last thing you never see. Archon actually sewed this on there for me because he's very sweet.
I would think that Jess would say something along the lines of the story is so incredible and rich, and there is so much to see and do that it's there's never end in sight of new stuff to see. And I think part of what resonates with the community is this choose your own adventure or make your own adventure style
Mm-hmm.
that Bethesda has moved into. And I think Starfield has the potential to break into that space and become this very community driven, mod driven Star Citizen of sorts. That is a Bethesda game that is community made. But I'm curious, when will that happen? I don't know. Jessica Starr is going to send us a direct message on Discord in like 2 weeks' time, and she's going to be like, "That's not what I would say at all."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are already assassins that have been dispatched to our locations, in fact. Um,
uh,
but speaking of dispatching things, Sony has stated that PlayStation 5 supply chain issues have ended after 3 difficult years. and they expect that record holiday season sales will take place this year. It has been 3 years since the PS5 launched, but only just now has Sony been able to declare that yes, the supply chain issues are gone. It will be easy for you to get a PS5 if you want one.
Yes, you can finally get that fourth PS5 that you were hoping for.
Yes. Thank goodness.
Yes. One in every color.
That's it. That's all I've got.
Okay, let's roll into the stocks. As always, these prices are listed in comparison to our previous week. Sony closed out at $80.04, down $3.15. Microsoft, as expected with the new acquisition, up $3.14 at $329.81. Nintendo unchanged at $10.07. Take-Two down $6.15 at $134.43. Activision unchanged at $94.42. Ubisoft $5.67, up just 8 cents. EA down $4.81, and 10-cent games closed at $36.89, just up 47 cents. So that is the GameStack. Let's roll right into the news. The mail. What do we got on the mail stack?
You've got mail.
I have no idea what's in there. Let's go check.
Come on, everyone. Let's go over to the mail stack
Let's
channel.
go to the mailbox. Let's see. Yeah, there's really nothing new in there. There's no new questions.
Okay, let's roll into screenshots and stories. All right, so this first shot comes to us from, oh god, I don't even have the...
Okay, this is a Starfield screenshot.
It is a Starfield screenshot. This is RTZ13. And he says, you heard the man, screenshots. I had asked everyone to post screenshots because I went to go look at the screenshots this morning and the channel was empty, you guys. It was tumbleweeds. Anyways, thank you all for the screenshots that you submitted this week. He says...
he's in the cockpit of his ship looking at a planet with a bunch of rings. It's very cool.
Yeah, and he says, here's to my adventures in Starfield where I just reached 111 hours of playtime. And he also posted this one of his ship outside of the ship in what I presume to be an asteroid belt. So very good. And he also posted this one. Remember the complaints that people said that only 10 to 20% of the planets will have life? Oh, well, that other 80% is actually my favorite. Maybe a personality trait. And
that is so interesting. So he loves these desolate planets.
That's a good take. That's a really good take. I mean, maybe this game is actually for me, Shalene. And he's standing on a planet or possibly a moon, and it's just him. And it's, rolling landscape as far as the eye can see. And above him is a sun, or I assume it's a sun, and it's shining, and it looks really good. Yeah, very desolate. This next one is so good. This is presumably Fallout 76.
Yes, this is 76.
And this is from Suliore. And they said, got the rewards for the weekly Sporched event in...
nice.
Does he say Sporched? Is that on purpose?
Scorched.
Oh, it's a typo? Okay. Still have plenty of plans to get through. And explain this to the audio listeners.
So he's reclining in the Mothman throne wearing that new skeleton outfit, which is in white with a glowing skeleton on it.
What is this thing that looks like a scrotum on the right?
I was just wondering the same thing. I'm unfamiliar with this.
We're going to go to the next picture because it's making me feel weird. This next picture is him at his camp. I've also started the Phantom Liberty DLC for Cyberpunk 2077. Oh, that was sorry, a mix-up in the dialogue there, but yeah, this is him in Cyberpunk, and he's got some wicked cool pants on that are multicolored and very luminescent, and a red jacket and a very nice
and a
fedora.
Very ginger beard.
Yes, ginger beard. He also posted this one. Recently did the Crucible side quest in Starfield in the Charbdis system.
Okay, this looks pretty
cherubdis
cool.
system. And this is giving me like Stranger Things vibes. It's two people, and seems like they're like in a building or underground, and there's like roots, maybe
It
some sort of
looks
root
like the
structure.
floor would squelch under your feet. Like
Yes.
there would be a sucking noise as you pulled your boot up to take your next step.
It is literally that scene in Stranger Things when Hopper goes down underground under the pumpkin
Mm-hmm.
patch, and yeah,
This
scary.
looks very cool. Honestly, this screenshot is one of the things that has made me want to play Starfield more than anything else.
Yeah. This next one is from Frankie, Frankles Konina. And she says, "Yay, fun! Mistakes were made." And if you don't know this is Deep Rock Galactic. And her and her husband got into Deep Rock Galactic after listening to our show and hearing me talk about it
Look at
exhaustively.
their magnificent beards.
Shalene, let me tell you, Jess and Hobbit and I hopped into Deep Rock Galactic last night, and it is the Halloween event. It just started, and everything is decorated. You can see this. This is they're at the Abyss Bar, and the jukebox is in the background. And there's little ghosts hanging from the ceiling, and the ghosts are just sheets with holes cut in them, which is
Mm-hmm.
so cute. And then there's pumpkins in the background, and the whole dance floor in front of the Abyss Bar is like shrouded in this fog with little bats flying around. It's so cute. And of course, there's Halloween colored lights, green and purple and yellow. And Lloyd, the robot bartender at the Abyss Bar, he wears a little witch's hat. It's really cute.
That's so cute.
Yeah, and you can kick the pumpkins around in the lobby. It's quite adorable. Here is another shot of them. They are in a cave in this one, and I believe that this person is down and they're waiting for a revive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. It says press X to call for help.
Yeah. Then we have another shot here from. Oh wait, we're missing one from Frankles. That's okay. We'll continue. This is the SS GameStack.
Ooh.
Taz says the SS GameStack continues. Her voyage is now in the new Lil Red Heavy Fighter, recently built and added to the fleet. And this Lil Red ain't so red. It's wait, if you take a
It's the
closer
little
look,
one. See on the
it's the
back.
little tiny one. Let's go to the next picture. You can see it better. There it
It's
is.
so cute, that little starfighter.
So this is the new addition to the SS Game Stack. And he says, Lil Red close-up view as she is docked with the SS Game Stack. Her shakedown flights are planned soon. She is armed with multiple autocannons as well as nose-mounted pair of assault cannons and 3 railguns on the nose. So she can hold her own against most small to medium ships.
Very cute.
Very, very great. Thank you for posting those. Then we've got some pretty cool shots. This is ESO. And these are ones that are from Frankie as well. She says, Cursed Raid and ESO, there be dragons. We're
Is this
2.75
Frankie in the
hours
green?
in. Presumably, yes.
She
And
looks amazing.
they're doing some sort of campaign or raid. And she says they're 2.75 hours in. I hope we will be done soon. And so this is Frankie in the green. She's got some pretty cool armor. The rest of her team are around. They all have their weapons drawn. And there's this giant dragon in the background. It looks very scary.
Very, very cool.
And another one here of them on some sort of battleground. And the dragon is up on a pedestal. And they look like they're all getting ready to fight it. And then I've got the last image of that way up at the front because, of course, it doesn't put them in order. But this is the last one, and she says, "We did it.
Vanquished.
We did it." And she said, "Note the cat in the hat, who is a cute Halloween pet." And
the cat's wearing a little witch
cat
hat.
is down here on the
Oh
bottom.
my goodness, look at that little familiar. That is so cute.
It's so cute. Let's zoom in on that and see if we can see it there. Oh, look at it.
That is the cutest thing I have ever seen.
Pets in hats, you guys.
Frankles, please tell your cat hello.
Anyways, that's screenshots and stories. Wow, that was a lot. When I asked, the community really delivered.
I really do enjoy that segment. It's my favorite part of the show.
Yeah. And on to our gameplay. So I've been playing. Oh, those are your notes. I'm like, it's not Antonio's birthday. I've been playing. I played a little bit of Animal Crossing this week. I've been working more on my movie theater, which I hope you get to see soon. And I've been just collecting Halloween stuff, buying candy. The festival, the festival was fun.
Vegetable?
The festival was really fun. I've set out most of my fish things on the beach down by the dock where the captain is. And you know, I haven't been able to give Dottie a gift yet. Dottie is my new villager on my island, which I
Mm-hmm.
showed some pictures of in the last episode. I every time I go on, I go up to her with a gift and I engage in dialogue, and she never there's never the option to give her a gift.
Yeah, you have to reach a certain level of friendship before they will accept gifts.
Oh, so I need to
Hmm.
spend some more time with Dottie, is what you're telling me.
Yes, Dottie's a lady. She's not just going to accept gifts from a strange man.
Okay, true. Yeah, you're not wrong. Um, yeah, so it's been good. It's been a lot of fun playing Animal Crossing, but you know what? I really took a step back from that this week, Shalene, and
Really?
I jumped in deep to Zelda this week. I even played hooky for a whole day of work just to play
No
Zelda.
kidding.
Well,
You
okay,
haven't done that in
let's be
ages.
fair. My laptop had stopped working basically, and I needed to get a new one.
Okay. Yeah.
And the day that I realized that happened, I was like really sort of like, it was not a good day. My neighbor had dented my car, my laptop broke. It was Everything was just terrible. So I was just like, you know what, forget it. So I just played Zelda all day. It was great. Yeah.
About it. What are you doing?
So I the way I play Zelda is like, okay, which way do I want to go this time? And I spin the bottle and it points that way, and so I go that way. And that's how I play it. There's no rhyme or reason, and I just walk. Sometimes I'm not on the path, sometimes I'm on a path, and I discover all kinds of things, of course. And and it's been really good. So I ventured to the far northeast corner of the map, which is where Robbie is. And Robbie is this little guy who is a scientist and he's an astronomer. And what he does is he's sort of working towards Arcade Ganon and helping you defeat Arcade Ganon. And so I was hanging out with him, and then I learned that you've got to go and you've got to light all of these blue lanterns to be able to get the blue furnace going so that you can get the ancient armor from Robbie. So I lit all the lanterns and I lit the furnace, and I bought one piece of the ancient armor because I don't have enough ancient gears to get the rest of the stuff. And reading up online, people are like, don't get the ancient weapons. They just end up breaking. It's not worth it. But the armor is a good choice. And
They do break, but I still really like them.
they do last a long time. I don't have enough. It's expensive.
Hmm.
So I was working on that. I did go and do the labyrinth maze in the far east corner, which was
Yes, that is a fun
so
one.
fun. That was so good. And I just thoroughly went through that maze, Shalene. Like, I spent probably a good hour and a half
Hmm.
in there, and I found all the items.
Yes.
And I didn't have to look up online how to figure anything out. I didn't get stuck. I figured it all out by myself.
Such a good
Um,
feeling.
and I got all kinds of cool swords and stuff. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that a lot. I know that there are some other mazes in the other areas of the map, it seems like, maybe. So I'm looking forward to doing those. And then on my quest to unlock or get the ancient gear, the ancient armor, I had to figure out a way to get ancient gears. And you can buy ancient gears from Telly at one of the stables, or you can buy ancient gears in Tarley Town. And Tarleytown is this town in the middle of a
Terrytown.
Terrytown in the middle of a lake, way up. And of course, in order to start the Terrytown stuff, you've got to go to Hateno Village, and you got to talk to Bolson Construction.
Mm-hmm.
And Bolson Construction then dispatches somebody out to Terrytown to start the building process. And so that was like a whole thing. Like, it took forever to do that. Because, of course, they need you to do all these things on the side. Like, go
Right.
get 50,000 pieces of wood, and then go find this person because I need them to help me do this. And go find this person and do this. And the Bolson Construction storyline, though, is so good.
Isn't it?
Like, I don't forget their names. It's
Carson
Carson,
and
and
I don't remember the rest
the
of
main
them.
dude.
Bolson.
He's so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
He's so Bolson, yeah. He's so pretty. And I at first, and then the muscular dude. What's his name?
He's Bolson, the muscular dude.
the one that goes to Terrytown.
Hmm.
I gotta look it up now.
I don't remember everybody's name. It's been a minute since I did that quest.
Anyways, at first I was like, is this a love triangle? This is a love triangle. The three of them, right? It's gotta be, right? It's Bolson, Carson, and Hudson. Hudson is the muscle
Hudson's the
dude.
muscular one.
So, anyways, I was like, this has got to be a thing. Because when I talked to Hudson in Hateno Village, he called me a pup.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this has got to be a love triangle. Because, like, you know, like, Link is this short, little, cute baby face thing, right? And that
Mm-hmm.
is totally the definition of pup when you walk into, like, a gay bar. And I'm like, this is like Hudson is the big bear in this relationship. Bolson is like the pretty one, and Carson is like the jockey, like sporty type. That's like right, and it's just this love triangle. And I had this whole thing playing in my head. Right, it was so good, and it was really a lot of fun. I sent Hudson to Terrytown, and I'm convinced that he's actually either straight or bi, because Hudson actually made me find him a wife.
Yes.
So I had to go to Gerudo Town and find him a wife, and I found him a wife, and she went back to Terrytown, and we had a wedding, and it was so cute, and there was a dog there, and it was just like the best thing ever. Yeah, I really enjoyed that little tangent of a side quest. But I do have a house. I got a house out of the deal, so you know that was good.
It's a nice house.
Yeah. I still have to furnish it though. It's just empty right now. I have a bed and some lights, so. And then I was able to get some more ancient gears, because there's a vendor in Terrytown that sells the ancient gears. So I was able to get the torso piece for the armor.
Very nice.
Yeah, so it's been really good. And then I went where I wasn't supposed to go. I went into the spicy part of the map where all the volcanoes and the fire and the death is. And Shalene, let me tell you, because I learned that you need to go to the Goron City to do part of the Terrytown stuff. So here I am, Shalene, running through hell. It was literally hell. I was on fire. Everything was on fire. It was terrible. And I was just eating steak like nobody's business to try to stay alive from the edge of that part of the map all the way to Goron City. And I was down to my last steak, and at this point I was shoving mighty bananas in my mouth just to stay alive. And I made it to Goron City, and I was able to buy the fireproof or the fire retardant armor, and everything was fine. But it was pretty dicey. I was running past like enemies and stuff. Like, I don't have time. Sorry. I got to keep going. So, yeah, it was good. So I did meet the Gorons, and that is the last divine beast that I have to do.
Nice.
Yeah, I did do the beast in Rito Village, which was really good. That was really, really a lot of fun. Figuring out the wind and fighting that divine beast, that was a lot of fun. That was another like use up every single piece of food I had and every
Yeah.
single arrow right down to I think I had like 3 arrows left when I finally had finished. So
Gosh, it is such a joy watching you experience this game.
yeah, it was good. It's good. I really sunk into it this week. Like it was dangerous. I did play a little bit of Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I did play some Animal Crossing. Um and I've also last night I hopped into DRG, Deep Rock Galactic with Jess and Hobbit, and we checked out
Mhm.
some of the Halloween event, which was so awesome, so good. There's all these new Halloween cosmetics. I only got the first cosmetic, which is a witch's hat, but you can get a lot of other Halloween cosmetics. So I'm looking forward to working through that with those two and doing it. And I forgot how much I love playing Deep Rock Galactic. It's just so much fun to play with people. And it's campaign based, right? So you go in, you do a mission. One mission is like 20 minutes. You kill a
Yeah,
bunch of baddies, and then that's it. You get some free stuff out of it. And we've got a mod that adds googly eyes to all of the scary things.
I love that.
So it's like extra funny.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyways, that's my gameplay. What have you been up to?
Well, I've also played some Animal Crossing. You guys got me fully addicted again.
I know.
Like
It's good.
completely, it's got its hooks in me again, and I can't stop. But it was Antonio's birthday this last week, so Antonio is one of my favorite villagers of all time. He's a little fluffy anteater, and he's a big jock. He thinks he's in incredible shape, and he talks always about, I'm going to run 800 laps around the island. You want to join me? And like, yeah, I'm going to do 10,000 squats this morning. I had actually forgotten to pick him up a birthday gift, and his birthday came, and it was too late to order something from the catalog because shipping takes a day,
Yeah.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And so I was in the lurch, and I thought, what am I going to do? I can't let Antonio down. So I went through my list of craftable things and found out that I could make barbells. So I crafted him a set of barbells, and he was so excited about it. Just really really stoked. So I went to his party and hung out and danced with the other little villagers and had a great time, gave him his gift. And I've been really trying to up my gifting game with the villagers because I want those portraits.
Yeah.
And so I started using that app that you use that shows the recommended gifts. And I feel like I'm not really getting much better results from that than I was getting before, but I am trying. Um,
What I found is to give gifts, like they like expensive gifts, but they
yes.
they also like gifts that match their personality style. Like Anchovy is a slob,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or he's lazy or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So I gave him like I remembered that he had mentioned something about pizza in a previous dialogue that I had with him. So I gave him a margarita pizza, and that's when he gave me his photo.
That's brilliant. That's so good.
So I don't know. I guess maybe that was it. I'm not sure. But yeah.
So cute.
I love giving them gifts, though.
Mm-hmm.
But god damn it, these people, they're terrible at reciprocating. You know how
Oh,
many
they
con
really are.
GTs and wrestling outfits I have, Shalene?
So many and full body tights. I'm like, why are we all wearing these, you guys? These are not flattering.
Bangle was out by the resident services and she was doing her yoga thing, right? And I go up to
Mm-hmm.
her and I'm like, hey girl, what's up? Like, here, I got this toaster for you. And she's like, oh, I love it. Here, have this wrestling outfit. And I like took it and then I went to the garbage can that's next to resident services and I threw it in the garbage can because I was so
Right
mad.
in front of her, you savage. Wow. Wow. That's
uh,
amazing.
yeah. Anyways, sorry,
Um,
tangent.
so yeah, I was at Target with Archon the other day, and we were just walking towards the checkout counter,
Yeah.
and on the way, we passed the rack where the amiibo cards are. And
Oh
usually they
no.
only have series 5 in my Target, But this time they had also series 1 and 2 packs. And I was like, oh, wait, they have series 1 and 2. And I was like trying to decide which one I was going to get cuz like I am pretty broke right now, and he was like, we're getting them both. So Archon bought me amiibo cards because he's a good boyfriend, and I was really excited. And I opened them up and I got Cyrano. And Cyrano is an anteater with magnificent
Oh,
eyebrows. And you know, the anteaters are my favorite villager type. My goal is to someday have an all anteater island.
that's
So I
sick.
was really excited about this. And I've got Cyrano to move in.
Oh, look at him. I
Yes.
love
Have you
it.
pulled him up? He is fabulous, isn't he?
He's
Look at
that's
those
pretty good.
eyebrows.
Those eyebrows are like felt markers, let me tell you.
They are magnifico. I
Hmm.
love him.
Who else did you get?
I don't even remember now, but I got a bunch of great ones. None of them were duplicates. So that was really fun. I have like 100 of these cards, and none of those were duplicates.
Hmm.
Um,
Nice.
I did a little bit more of the Paradise Planning DLC, and I'm a little surprised at how meaty that DLC is. There's like a bit of a little storyline with Lottie, and she wants to renovate this island and expand her business, and I've been enjoying that. And I also I spoke with a walrus. I learned how to make things sparkly, how to polish things up and make them sparkly. And my entire
That's
house
the
is just
best. It's just
so sparkly right now. It's
and it never goes
obnoxious.
away.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I could clean stuff like that in real life and it could always stay like that, that would just be the best.
You are going to be so annoyed the next time you come over because everything's just aggressively sparkly. Yeah. And I've played a bit of Fallout 76. I'm still working my way through the Beckett quest line for achievement purposes.
Hmm.
And I had really forgotten how compelling Beckett is as a character and how interesting his story is. I'm almost done with his quests. I stopped when I got to the last one because it's a bit of a tearjerker.
Oh,
The
really?
storyline, yeah, it's really upsetting, and I was not emotionally ready
Oh
to
no.
deal with the ending of that story. So I was like, we're gonna put that off until another day. Um, and it is spooky scorched season. Sulior mentioned earlier that's why he said sporched. It was for spooky
Oh, I
scorched.
get it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And the Spooky Scorched, they've added about 15 new items to the Spooky Scorched, the pails, the award pails. There are a bunch of new recipes and plans and new gas masks in the form of like animal faces. I got one that's a rooster last night. It's pretty cute. So I've been working on hunting down some Spooky Scorched, and I was gonna play Control again, and then I realized I don't remember how this happened, but I ended up logging into GOG, the good old games launcher. And it turns out I have the ultimate edition of Control on there that includes all the DLC and everything. So I want to play that version so I don't have to buy the DLC again.
Yeah,
So I'm either going to see if I can transfer my save over from Epic, or I may just start over because I didn't get that far in. So, um,
I'm sure there's a
and
way. I'm sure there's a way.
I'm pretty sure Reddit will be able to tell me how to transfer my save. I think I've told you about Usagi Shima, that is a little rabbit collecting game on mobile. This game is keeping me going through the days, Vendor. This game is my only source of serotonin right now. It's the only thing keeping me going. And these bunnies are so cute, and you get to interact with the bunnies. And I unlocked a new bunny, and his name is Moose, and he has little bunny antlers. And he's the cutest bunny. He is my favorite bunny.
I love it.
I love him. I love him. I would die for Moose, the bunny. So that's that's my gameplay. I
Wow.
hope I have more time next week.
You have been really productive. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much a show, everyone. Yeah. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, We Just Love Games Coffee Blend is there. $2 from every purchase of that blend goes to the Children's Miracle Network. Email us at info@wejustlovegames.com, or you can send us a message in the MailStack channel. We will read those out on the show. We're also on social media, Twitter or X at We Just Love Games, myself at Vendertron and Shalene at Shalene L. Facebook.com/We Just Love Games and Facebook.com/group/We Just Love Games as well. We are also available on the Discord community. Join that if you would like to. We'd love to have you in there, chat after dark. And if you want to get in on the community watch for the Fallout TV series, join our Discord and we'll get that set up. We record the show live every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/We Just Love Games. And we're also on YouTube, iTunes, iHeart, Apple, Google, Spotify. Please like, subscribe, and review the show, and we'll shout you out. Shalene, what is your last word?
Skull and Bones has been delayed again.
Good night,
just
everyone.
in the time that we were recording this podcast.
Oh,
again.
no. Good night.